Here is Winnie the Pooh, strolling through the forest on a quiet day with his friend Piglet.
Awfully quiet.
Very true.
But less quiet when we talk about it out loud.
Also, very true.
That rustling noise means something.
Oh, what does it mean?
It means heffalump. It would appear that we are at the beginning of a new adventure.
How do you know?
Because adventures almost nearly always begin with a rustling bush.
Do they?
Oh, how I long for a good adventure. It has been so quiet in the 100 Acre Wood for so long. You better do it, Piglet.
But I'm so much tinier than you.
Which is why the heffalump will never see you coming.
Hello.
Oh, the heffalump, it's after me.
That's not a heffalump, Piglet. It's a child.
A child? Are you sure? We haven't seen one of those around here for, well, a very long time. How can we be sure it's a child and not a heffalump disguised as a child?
Very good question. I shall inquire. Are you a child or a heffalump disguised as a child?
I don't know what a heffalump is, so I think I must be a child.
If he's a child, why doesn't he have a name?
Another good question. I shall inquire again. Why don't you have a name?
But I do have a name, Christopher.
Well, how do we know that's really a name?
Because it's what my parents call me. My family and I just moved in, over there. And I got into some trouble again, so I was sent outside again for some alone time, again.
Ah, a troublemaker. I knew it.
The thing about trouble is, there are just so many kinds. What kind did you get into?
Well, while my mom and my sisters were busily unpacking their moving boxes in their rooms, it occurred to me that there was no one around to stop me from unpacking the box labeled sweets in the kitchen.
I always felt I should like a Christopher if I ever had the good fortune of meeting one.
Anyway, I ate, well, all of them.
Surely not all of them. You must have at least one sweet left.
Would you like it?
I was right. I like this Christopher.
Of course you do, Pooh. He's like a walking, talking honeypot to you.
Ooh, I do love honey.
You remember the time you tried to get the honey from the large oak tree in the middle of the forest?
I do.
I want to hear about that.
I do love a story about me.
He really does.
Will you tell it?
I better do it, or else it will all be out of order and make no sense.
Most likely, yes.
Once upon a time, a very long time ago, when Winnie the Pooh was out walking, he came to an open place in the middle of this forest. And in the middle of this place was a large oak tree. And from the top of the tree, there came a loud buzzing noise.
That buzzing noise means something. You don't just get a buzzing noise like that, just buzzing and buzzing without it meaning something. If there's a buzzing noise, somebody's making a buzzing noise. And the only reason for making a buzzing noise that I know of is because you're a bee. And the only reason for being a bee that I know of is making honey. And the only reason for making honey is so I can eat it. Isn't it funny how a bear likes honey? Buzz, 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 I wonder why he does. It's a very funny thought that if bears were bees, they'd build their nests at the bottom of trees. And that being so, if the bees were bears, we shouldn't have to climb up all these stairs. Here we are. If I just a little further, that's it. Oh, bother. Ow. It all comes of liking honey so much.
What is he doing now?
I'm thinking.
What are you thinking about?
Piglet.
I didn't know I was in this story.
Then why was I thinking of you?
Perhaps you weren't.
But I'm thinking of you now.
How fun for me. Pooh stood at the base of the tree and thought of his very best friend, Piglet. So he went round to Piglet's house in another part of the forest.
Good morning, Piglet.
Good morning, Winnie the Pooh.
I wonder if you've got such a thing as a balloon about you.
A balloon?
Yes, I just said to myself coming along, I wonder if Piglet has such a thing as a balloon about him. I just said to myself, thinking of balloons and wondering.
What do you want a balloon for?
Honey,
But you don't get honey from balloons.
you may not, but I do.
Which one would you like? Green or blue?
It's like this. When you go after honey with a balloon, the great thing is not to let the bees know you're coming. Now, if you have a green balloon, they might think you were only part of the tree and not notice you. And if you have a blue balloon, they might think you were only part of the sky and not notice you. And the question is, which is most likely?
But wouldn't they notice the Pooh Bear underneath the balloon?
They might not. You never can tell with bees. I shall try to look like a small black cloud. That will deceive them.
Then you had better have the blue balloon. Hooray!
Isn't that fine? What do I look like?
You look like a dirty bear holding onto a balloon.
Not like a small black cloud in the sky?
Not very much.
Have you an umbrella in your house?
I do.
I think the bees may suspect something. Oh, there you are, Piglet. I was beginning to get anxious. The bees are definitely suspicious.
I have the umbrella. What now?
If you walk back and forth with your umbrella, saying, "Tut, tut, it looks like rain," I shall do what I can by singing a little cloud song, such as a cloud might sing. Go!
Tut, tut, it looks like rain. Tut, tut, it looks like rain.
How sweet to be a cloud, floating in the blue.
Tut, tut, it looks like rain. Tut.
Every little cloud always sings aloud. How sweet to be a cloud, floating in the blue. It makes him very proud to be a little cloud.
Tut, tut, it looks like
Piglet,
rain. Yes?
I have come to a very important conclusion. These are the wrong sort of bees, and so I believe they would make the wrong sort of honey.
Sounds logical. I'm not sure it is, but at least it sounds it.
I think I shall come down now.
Good idea. How exactly?
I hadn't really considered that. Would you, if it's not too much of a bother? No bother at all.
You can put your arms down now.
I agree, but my arms do not.
That's the end of the story?
Well, it's the end of that one. There are others.
I certainly hope they don't all have such tragic endings. I hope I get the honey, at least sometimes. Speaking of honey, I don't suppose there are any other sweets in your pocket?
Not in that one, no. But in this one...
I rather like telling stories to our new friend. Perhaps we should make a habit of it.